So what to expect for AMC on the week ahead of us, especially last week being a bloody red week when you look at the chart here. I mean, losing 25% on pretty much the last trading week. And this was thanks to the Omicron fears and inflation fears that, kind of spooked the market a whole lot. All right. And this was really a correction. So can we see a continuity on this uptrend reversal, or is it kind of a fake reversal as we saw on Wednesday, where it was coming back to the $31 a share and then made its way slowly back to the 25? So in order to answer that question, we need to look at what the potential market movers that we can have next week. First off, let's look at the future session here. So the Dow Jones represented here by the US 30 and the US 500 represented here by, I'm referring to the S&P 500. We can see are strongly green so far, less than 2 hours on the future session opening. So usually when we have such a 0.5% medium average, on these both indexes, usually it indicates a strong session coming for the next day. But it doesn't have to necessarily have to happen this way because this market is really, really frothy. So in order to kind of look at what can move the market, first of all, let's look at Omicron uncertainty. Hey, this whole thing, even though I believe this is way overdone, is the reason why the Russell 2000, which AMC is heavily weighted on, has been pulling back on top of the short seller doubling down. All right. So and for now, we don't have a lot of answers based on, if the COVID-19 vaccines or the boosters or even, the Merck pill or the Pfizer pill are going to be effective on this new strain. We only know that there are some cases that are spiking on many other countries, but so far, it doesn't seem like this is going to be as dangerous or more dangerous than Delta. All right. So this is something that is going to actually give a lot of insights on people continuing to, sell off or rotating the money from tech to the value stocks. All right. So something to keep in mind, as I mentioned, even though this might be a little bit overdone, it is still something that it's the main risk currently for some of the investors, at least what mainstream media wants us to know. Now, the other big thing, inflation data. Inflation, it's something really, really, really big when it comes to the risk, especially when you look at 2022. Hey, we are December 5th here. So we have 3 more weeks coming for the end of the year. So people are starting to look at 2022 and inflation is a big thing. So on this coming Friday, we will have the CPI data coming. Okay, this is the indicator showing how the price index are looking. So we are expecting a 6.7% rise in November, and this will be the fastest annual increase in 30 years. All right, so the supply chain issues are starting to ease up a little bit, but this could still be another data that will spook the markets, and AMC can also be caught up in it, right? We also have some other market mover here, especially around UK GDP and the crypto selling off lately this weekend, dropping almost 25%. It recovered a little bit, but you have to keep in mind that the hedge funds in AMC or the suits in AMC might also be invested heavily into crypto. So these 25% sell-off that will happen this weekend may have caused some margin calls, and in order to cover those, we might also expect some solid green coming on the way of AMC if they start covering those losses on the crypto space. But hey, keep in mind that it's not because the future sessions are looking great and solid that it necessarily mean and will translate into a strong session. But based on how oversold the market has been so far, I would personally expect this to be a green session, maybe closing around 1.5, between 1% and 2%, I will say. Now, going back to AMC, as we are seeing this, strong, I would say, a candle on the 5 days on the weekly, we can expect this to confirm and to continue to go on the uptrend. Again, based on what we're seeing now on the future session. Tomorrow we might see a very strong, and if tomorrow we can manage to close around maybe what these $31, which has been acting as a short-term resistance so far, then will be another confirmation to going back slowly and gradually to the 40s and the 36, and maybe the next coming days going back slowly to the 40s, and why not the 50s. But again, it's not because prior to the actual trading sessions we're seeing some strength on the futures that it necessarily mean that it's going to translate into that when Monday or Tuesday comes. But overall, and this is when I'm going to end this video, I'm expecting for a strong recovery in AMC as this week comes. But even though this week it's just sideways or just flat, I still think with everything happening in the market and causing the hedges to also lose a ton of money, whether it's on crypto or whether it's on this recent pullback based on Omicron and inflation, it is a strong sign that this might not be as lengthy as it used to.